Hi, we're going to install Java on this brand new Windows machine. To prove that I don't already have it installed, I will just quickly run Java on the command line and you'll see it's not found. So quickly Googling, we're given Oracle's result first, and you could certainly use this. If we click through though, you're immediately greeted by an important Oracle Java license update. And if you are using Oracle stuff, I would recommend reading exactly what you're signing up for, because they have a history of being extremely aggressive in terms of suing people and enforcing their patents. They went after Google after having bought Sun, which had open sourced Java, and they tried to get $8 billion out of them. So I think this cartoon from about 10 years ago is a very apt description of the different big tech companies. So here you have Amazon, which has Jeff Bezos at the top, and it's a binary tree, so he has two lieutenants who each have two people underneath them. Google at the time had Larry, Sergey, and I'm forgetting the name of the CEO, but so they had kind of a rule of three, and then everybody else networks among themselves. Facebook has this graph. Microsoft has different business units that all fight with each other. Apple, everyone reports to Steve, and then people underneath Steve maybe have a few other people. And then Oracle is a giant law firm with a small engineering attachment. So what I would recommend instead is the OpenJDK. And you might ask, what is the OpenJDK? Well, it's an open source implementation of the Java Development Kit. And Oracle JDK is based off of OpenJDK source code. In addition, it contains closed source components. Okay, so this is the way to go, in my opinion. Now, if you want to install, you're going to have to go to the downloads page at jdk.java.net. And you're greeted with a number of choices. So I would not recommend these early access previews. I would pick a reference implementation that's stable. And there are a lot of options here. So how do you decide which one is right for you? Well, the simple answer is probably take the most recent. But if you're curious what's going on with these, you can look at the Java version history over time. And Wikipedia has a nice layout of what's happened. So it shows the different versions that have occurred, their release dates, whether they're still supported. If it's not, if it's end of life, it's no longer getting security updates, it's no longer getting patches. So I definitely wouldn't use something that's expired. And then as you look through, you can see, for example, in version 4, they added the assert keyword, they played around with regular expressions, they did a few other things. So some of these things may be of interest to you, for example, and you might want to read through this and see all the changes that have happened over time. The important thing to know, though, is Java has always maintained backwards compatibility. So if something was built, say on Java 3, and we'll show how to build in just a minute, and you are running, say, Java 11, you can run 3 for sure. You can run anything before without problem. You could possibly run things that are built after. If you were on 11 and you tried to run something that was on 15, if it didn't use any of the new things they've added since then, it might work. So long story short, let's get 16. So we're going to download that. And we're going to grab for Windows 10 x64. And that will download. And we'll look at the SHA as well, just to verify our download once it comes through. And we're also, and you should do this in all cases, I would recommend this, I would run VirusTotal on it. So what VirusTotal does is it's an aggregator of many different virus software and scanning programs, and it runs it through all of them, and then it tells you if anything comes up. So it's a little bit better than just using, say, Windows Defender or McAfee or any of those. All right, so our download is completed. So now I'm going to drag it in to VirusTotal, and you can see it's very fast because it's just computing the hash. It's not actually sending the file. And so here's an example. Let's see if we can find McAfee. Yeah, so it did not run McAfee yet, but it's run a ton of different antivirus software, and they all came up clean. So this is probably safe to use. And if we wanted to verify the hash, we could come over here and we could look at the SHA-256, and we could say, does this match? And what we're doing is we're making sure nobody pulled any funny business on us. So A78BD, yeah, 37D6, 37D6, yeah, so this looks good. So we'll use this. And I will install it in the C drive. So I'm going to go there right now. And I'm going to drag this guy into it. And you'll have to elevate to administrator. Then we're going to open this and extract it. And once it's all done, we'll delete this. We're all done with it at that point. So at this point, you do have Java installed. I'm just doing a little cleanup, sorry. And if you were to go into C drive, JDK, and run Java minus version, oops, I need to go into bin, Java minus version. We can see that Java is available. But if we're somewhere else, like that directory above, it's not. So to fix that, we're going to set the path. And so we're going to edit the system environment variables. Again, to do this, you need to be an administrator. So we'll put in our password. We're interested in the environment variables. And I'd like it to be available for everyone. So if I did the top here, then it would be only available for admin. But if I do it down here, it'll be available for everyone. So we're going to create a new environment variable, and we're going to call it Java home. And it is going to be the path that we just used. So cjdk, and we'll put a trailing slash, OK. And then we're going to set the path. So the path is what all programs use to be able to see what's available to them. So the issue is, when we're in this directory, we have everything in the directory available to us. So we can see this. If we do a directory listing on it, we can see there's a Java in here, and we can get to it. But when we leave, it's no longer there, and it's not in our path that we search for things that match the word Java. So we're going to fix that here. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to edit the path, and we're going to create a new variable in here, or a new entry, and it's going to be Java home, and then it's going to be /bin to put that directory that has Java in the search path. And we're going to say, OK, OK. We're going to create a new terminal here, command prompt. And notice we're not in the directory that has Java, but we're able to find it. Awesome. So now, what if you were to update? Say that a whole new JDK comes out, JDK 17, and JDK stands for Java Development Kit, if I didn't mention earlier. So say a whole new guy comes out, we would just go into our environment variables, and we would update this guy, and we would make him 17 after we had downloaded it. So let me just show you one more proof that this is working. We'll show the building of a Java class. So I want a hello world, the simplest programming example that we can get. So we're going to take this, and we are going to put it in a file. So let's make a new file, and we'll call it helloworld.java. And we'll put in that very simple class. And now we're going to run into a problem. I'm still going to show you guys. I'm going to show it fail. And then we'll explain it. So the issue is we have this .txt ending. So we need to get rid of that. On Windows, you can't do that unless you've made a change to your folder options or file explorer options. So you need to do view. And instead of hide extensions for known file types, we want to show extensions. So now we can see that this ends in .txt. We want to change it. Yes, we want it to end in .java. And then we'll run the Java compiler again on helloworld.java. And it succeeds. And it gives us this helloworld.class file. So that's like a compiled Java binary. They call it bytecode, but same idea. And if we wanted to run this, we would say Java hello world. And it says hello world. All right, so this is a very basic intro. In our next video, we're going to show how to set up VS Code, because this is pretty painful using Notepad. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, please like, subscribe, or comment, as it helps me out. Appreciate it. Bye.